G'day cocktail lovers. Most of my favourite cocktails are at the boozy end of the spectrum, but sometimes you want something a bit lighter. You want a nice mixed drink, but you don't want it to be too heavy on the alcohol. So I'm going to put together a few comparatively low alcohol cocktails here to give you just that alternative for when you want something a little lighter. But they're all tried and true, they all taste good, and let's go with the first one. The first one is called the Bamboo. There have been a bunch of different recipes for this over the last 100 or so years. I'm going to use a fairly simple one, and it goes like this. In our mixing glass we put 45 mils, 1.5 ounces of sherry, the same amount of a dry vermouth, 45 mils, 1.5 ounces, and then just about a bar spoon or 5 mils of sugar syrup. Then we want to do 2 dashes of orange bitters and follow that with 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. Add ice to our glass and stir that for about 20 to 25 seconds to chill and dilute the drink, and then strain it into a chilled Nick and Nora glass. And you know what, just because I like the colour, I'm going to give myself a treat, put a nice Luxardo cherry in there and give it a taste. It is a really nice, sweet, fruity balance between the sherry and the vermouth. This is really nice, worth a try. The Bamboo. For the second of the low alcohol cocktails, this one is an interesting twist on a sour. It's called a second serve. In our mixing glass, we put 30 mils, 1 ounce of Amaro Montenegro, then 30 mils of sherry, follow that with 30 mils of lime juice, then 15 mils or just half an ounce of a sugar syrup. We add ice to our shaker, shake that good and hard for about 10 seconds, and then strain that into a rocks glass, putting it over some of my nice clear ice, and then we top it up with soda water. I guess you could get creative with that element depending on your taste. Club soda, Sprite, even Prosecco or champagne. And why not brighten it up a bit with a twist of orange peel? Let's give it a taste. I have to admit, this barely tastes alcoholic. This would be a good sit by a poolside and sip. A variation on a spritz. It's a little more complex than a lot of the spritzes are. I reckon you should try it. The second serve. Cheers. And our third comparatively low alcohol cocktail, don't think it really has anything to do with the British royal family, but it's called the Queen Elizabeth, and it goes like this. In our mixing glass, put 1.5 ounces or 45 mils of dry vermouth, and then add 3/4 of an ounce, about 22.5 mils of Bénédictine, and the same amount, 3/4 of an ounce, 22.5 mils of lime juice. Add ice to the glass and stir that for about 20 seconds to make it nice and chilled, and then we're going to strain that into a chilled cocktail glass. And there we have the Queen Elizabeth. That's really bright. The lime juice with the deeper, richer flavours of the Bénédictine and the vermouth is really interesting. It's a little bit different, and it's a nice light drink you can have in a session, so I recommend you give it a try. The Queen Elizabeth.